Hello and welcome back. If you're new here, I'd like to welcome you to my channel. My name is Yvette Quale, and I like to create craft tutorials for junk journaling, beadwork, paper crafting, and more. In today's video, we're going to continue on our cover to cover series. It's been a long minute since we worked in this journal. So I have created a playlist with all of the videos that have to do with the cover to cover. So we are basically showing you how to make a journal from the beginning to the end. So we have our cover made, and we have the inside cover and the first page on the signature. I have a video showing you how to put the signatures in, and we're just going to be decorating. I've already done a collage page here in the last video, and I glued down this picture here to make a pocket, and I went ahead and made this journal card out of the Heather and Lace kit from nevermorecreation17.com, which is our digital kit for this project. And then that'll fit back in there. We're going to work today. I put a little bit of lace on here, and then I realized I should be filming this. I put a little piece of the paper from the kit on there. So anyway, we're going to get decorating this today. So I thought over here what I would do is make a pocket. I have this vellum, printed vellum piece here, and I thought I would make a little pocket and then make a large journal card to tuck into that spot so you can read through that. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that down, get that drying so that I can then put the journal card in when I make it. So I don't know exactly what all we're going to make on film today, but we're going to do something. So let's go ahead and put some glue on here. You guys know I'm a little bit glue happy, right? So I just glued down, we'll just glue down 3 sides here. And just that simple. Wipe off the excess. Okay. Definitely wipe it down there where it's going to be by the next page. So this page here is just from a potpourri and wreath making book, and I took the pages out of there. I really like the dried flower effect. And so on the back it's got a lot of printed paper. I normally like to orient my pages so that they look like they're in a book. This one is sideways, so I want to cover up as much of the writing as I can. I didn't feel like this was too bad with the flowers going to the side, but I personally like to have things so that they're in like a book, so how you would find it in a book. So this is a page from the kit here, and I just cut part of that out, and so I printed off more pages than I have in the journal. So you'll see here, this is some of the pages from the kit, and what I'm going to plan to do, this particular kit doesn't have a whole lot of ephemera pages, so I'm planning on making my own ephemera out of some of these pieces from the kit. So with that being said, that's what I'll be working on there. And then I have some things just smothered around my desk here that I'm going to be working and picking up as we go. So very organic today in how I'm making things. I haven't really planned anything out. I do have this piece that I tore the edge and inked up a little bit, and I was planning on putting that there. But I kind of want to layer it up a little to cover up these words here. So what I was thinking is if I could get a piece of lace or something. So I'm digging my little pile over here. And I want to keep definitely with the color theme. So this journal has a lot of purple, and then it has a little bit of pink and a little bit of blue in it. So I don't really want to pull in many other colors other than that. So I'm kind of keeping to that theme as much as possible. So I'm digging through my little pile over here. I don't want you guys to see how bad my desk looks right now. So I was digging through there. But what else we could do is, because this is oriented this way, we could take a piece, digging over here, hold on a minute please. I do have some pages from an Edith Holden book, and it has some just word prints on there. It's not the floral images. So what I was thinking is I could take a piece of that and put that in here if I can find one. That would be kind of cool. Let me see if I have one handy dandy on hand here. I thought I had them right here. Alright, so I'm going to scoot back here and be right back with you guys. Sorry about that. Grab that ephemera piece. Alright, here we are. So I got these in a kit that I got from Ephemera Treasure Trove on Facebook, and it was a Edith Holden kit, which you can see I have a lot of the pages here. And then I was gifted a book after the fact. So where this has, like, see, what I was thinking was something like tucked in, kind of like this. So I think I'm going to tear this out. I know it's like killing everybody right now, but sometimes people are, oh no, it's an Edith Holden, and that's true, but this book was not in real good shape, and so the pages have been repurposed. So I just want to use those birds, I think, maybe even just the one. So let's go ahead and tear down as much as we can here, like this. And what I was thinking was something like that, with maybe like a piece right in here, just some little scraps that I have. I think that's kind of cute. Or maybe we'll put this over here and then put the bird here, maybe like this. So I like that a little bit better. I'm going to go ahead and ink up the edges on this a little bit, just so that it blends in more with the background of the page there. And then I'm going to go ahead and glue that down. Guess I should do that where you guys can see what I'm doing. Sometimes I forget I'm crafting with friends here and I do things by myself, especially when I'm just kind of winging it at the moment. We'll go ahead and put that on there. And then what I was thinking was maybe grab, I know that I had one piece that did not have any photos on the other side, or any pictures, so I'll go ahead and tear a piece of that out so that we have a little bit of Edith's words on here. Kind of cool. So just ink that up as well. And then what I was thinking was that could go right here with this kind of over the top, or maybe even in the center there. So I kind of like that. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this one down now. So as I said, I didn't really plan how I was going to do this. And that's where some of my better ideas come from, I think, is when I haven't really planned anything out, I just kind of do it. So that's how I work. And it works for me. So sometimes I think we get so caught up in having everything be just so. I guess there was a picture on the back there a little bit, but yeah, we'll go ahead and put this in there. Looks like a chestnut. All right, we'll go ahead and put that down. And then I have this little piece of, somewhere here, little piece of lace. So with lace, what I found is it's good to just go on the more solid pieces of the lace if you can, and then just do a little bit on the perimeter, because that's going to come through. So I just kind of dab it on there on those areas, and then we want mostly that bird to be showing. So kind of centered, but not exactly perfect. And then we can layer that up with this little piece. I just got a little tiny piece of fabric here that I tied with some cotton string. Just gathered it in the middle, pinched it in the middle, tied it on there. So we'll go ahead and put a little glue on there and pull our strings down so that they're down like this. Kind of put it at the top there. And then we can trim that off on the bottom when it's a little long, or you can let it hang out the bottom, whatever you want to do. So I like how that page turned out. Oops, hello. I need Insta dry glue, I think. All right, what did I do here? Hold on. Let's try this again. All right, there we go. So what I have is my handy dandy. This is a knitting needle, very large one. And I use this a lot when I'm crafting because I can get right in there and kind of push it down. It doesn't get on my finger and pick it up like it just did. So that's kind of how I set those things in there. Just kind of press it in the middle there. Give it a little time to dry. I'm so impatient. So one other thing I can do here to kind of give it some dimension is come in with a pen and just kind of, or marker actually, and just kind of, what I'm thinking is just put little dashes along here so it's kind of like it's stitched on. And that just adds without taking away from the beautiful image that we have there. And then here we can just zigzag across like we stitched that on there, like that, maybe along the bottom, and maybe in there. So it just kind of, you know, gives it that look that it's been stitched on. And then to tie that in, we can just go up here and kind of do a zigzag here and there on this piece so it looks like it's been stitched on somewhat as well. So that's how I do that. That just kind of gives your page a little bit of dimension. I'm going to pull this up to the camera a little bit closer so you guys can see what that looks like. So I think that turned out pretty cute. And I love the little frayed edge up here. I'm just going to leave that the way it is. Another thing that we can do is go around the page, and you guys know that I love to doodle, so I'll just go around up here a little bit, maybe down here a little bit with a different color. Okay, and then I can do the same thing down here, just kind of come around, and I just kind of draw those in. So it really helps to kind of give the page a little bit of dimension without really making it, you know, a whole lot going on. So this page, I do want to collage up a large journal card. So let's see, that's been dried here for a moment. Let's see how tall this is. That's just right at the top of the page. So if I put something in this hole here, it'll stick out the top, which is great. So what I was thinking on that is to put another piece of Edith Holden page on there, but I want something that's got a little bit of the same color. So I don't want to necessarily have exactly Heather, but I do want sort of that same color. So you kind of have to plan it out. I do have this page here, which if we did that, you would have this image here, which would be very pretty. Or I could do the bird, but then that cuts the bird off the top unless I center that. Yep, I think that's how I want to do it. So let's go ahead and glue that down. And I just put the glue right on this large piece of file folder material is what it feels like, cardstock. And that hole, I can come back when we cover the back. We'll just punch the hole, and then when I cover the back, we'll punch it again, and we'll have that same hole. So that's my plan there. Or because it's reinforced, I could just put paper on and then go back and punch the whole thing. Either way will work. So the difficult part is to get this lined up properly. So we kind of want it right in there. And you can kind of see the bird through there. So I'm going to set this down. And then I'm going to make sure that I can see. I know you guys can't see it, but I can see a faint little outline there of the card. So I'm going to glue that down. And then I'm going to come back in here and cut this out. So yeah, as I was saying, I got a couple of these pages from Edith Holden book in with a kit I got from Ephemera Treasure Trove on Facebook, and I was able to pick up that kit, and then my friend gifted me an entire Edith Holden book. She got a whole box of books for $3, and she said, oh, she didn't know anything about the book, and she said, oh, I got this book and I thought of you, that you could use it. Oh wow, look how pretty that is. And so she gave it to me, and then she went through the pile of books and she found actually another book. So I now have 2 books that I can cut from. So I love that. Look how the little bird nest shows through that pocket. That's really cute. And then on this side we can do a little bit of something. So we can take the rest of that page. The bird got cut off down here. You can see the bird head down here. So I'm going to just, what I'm doing is tearing this out, just the remaining words there. And then we can take this and layer it on here like this. And what I was thinking is we could take a piece from our kit here, see, like this. So that's pretty. I like that. Let's go ahead and do that. And again, we're just going to glue this up. And I might not even put a tab on this, or a tassel or whatever at the top, a little fluff. I might make it, I don't know, we'll see here. I might just glue a little button on there. That might be kind of cute. And then I don't have to punch that hole. I can just use that as a journal card with a little button at the top. So maybe that's what I'll do. I'll figure it out here in just a minute. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this up. And then I'm going to just take this here, line that up as best as I can. Okay, and then we'll just cut this out. So sometimes when I'm creating things, I go, really a lot of layers and just layer it up and give it a lot of dimension. Other times, if you have a really pretty image like these birds here, or this bird in the bird nest, then just adding something on the back. I always like to do the front and back of my journal cards just to make interest on both sides. So, and then you'll see up here, this is part of the words from there. So what we can do is kind of layer that up, and then that just gets rid of that little piece there. So maybe come down here with a piece of lace. Sorry about that, a little fluff on there. So we'll just come down here with a little piece of lace like this. Layer that up. So again, you can put the glue down on the page. I just like to go around. I guess I should do this on camera. Go around and glue up this lace where it's a little bit thicker. So if I was to do the page, this has holes in it and that glue would seep through the holes. So sometimes it's best to glue the piece, sometimes it's best to glue the paper and then put the item down on the paper. So that all just depends. What else we can do there is I've got this mesh, so I'm thinking if I can find my scissors again, we can cut a little piece of this out, just a little square. And this kind of reminded me, as I saw it on my table here, of the bird nest material on this side. So what I was thinking was we could just put a little piece of it up there at the top. And again, I just put glue on the back there. We'll go ahead and stick that on. So we're kind of mimicking what's on the front, but not really. And then we can take just a piece of that Edith Holden paper here and just cut this, or well, not cut, tear it out, and just kind of come around. And see, what I was thinking was something like this. And then let's put some ink on there. So I have some Tim Holtz Distress ink here on my makeup brush that I got at the Dollar Tree. Got a whole set of 5 for $1. Not bad. So let's go ahead and put some glue on here. Alright. And I'm just going to stick that right on there. Now you'll see this up here is kind of lonely up there all by itself. So I'm thinking maybe a little piece of lace, maybe, no, I don't like that. So I'm thinking a button, which was my initial thought. And now I'm back to that thought. So let's go ahead and dig. I have this big jar of buttons here. These are, well, I have several jars of buttons. This is my whites or tan colored buttons. And then sometimes you can find these really cool ones, like this one has a little bit of old thread on it. I like those. If I find the right button and it doesn't have thread on it, then I'll go ahead and just put some thread on there. But this one, see how that has a little bit of thread on it? So what we can do there is, we put my, I know I'm going to drop these all over if I don't put them back up here. So we can take that and then take a little piece of, looking around on my table here, maybe a little piece of lace here.